Hello peeps, it's the Hillbilly Halfwit. How are you today? We'll have a bit of a chat today. Yeah, I was thinking all this lovely weather, and we've got that guy in the Senedd, that firkin tugger, Drakford. He just, when you go off and you have your weekend off and you decide to go and have a bit of fun with your family, that tugger wants to put in your mind, I'm watching you and it's going to cost you money. I don't want you to have any fun whatsoever without paying me. Now that's what that little geriatric wants us all to feel. That's what they all want us to feel. They all want us to feel oppressed, pushed down, and that's what's on their mind. They want, every time you do something, they want you to think of them saying, yes, you can do that, you're allowed to do that. In Wales, Drakford, the tit, wants you to think when you have a day off or you spend anything, it's me that's allowing you to have that money. You should not be doing anything without me telling you. So that's what he's on, the firkin tugger. So that's what they're on. I hope the wind isn't too bad. I can feel it coming across my face. He's a bellend, really. In reality, he's just a bellend in a bad suit. A total bellend in a bad suit that could not go into a pub anywhere in Wales or anywhere in the country without shitting himself. He wouldn't last 5 minutes with real people. Not 5 minutes. And that's the type of political class we got at the moment. I'm not just talking about the Labour Party, they're all like it. They're afraid to talk, and they can't talk to normal people. That's why they have no idea how we think, because they have no interest, they're scared. The only people they talk to are journalists and people who think the same as them. And that is a problem. Most of them are dirtbaggers, you know that. And then they all sort of congregate together in the dirtbag settee or suite. Yeah. And they got the orange man in the USA. I'm so impressed with what he's up to at the moment. I know lots of people won't be listening to me on here, but what he's been doing in Saudi, and he's bringing lots of these conflicts to a close. They're not fully ended, but they are starting to talk to each other now. And when he went to Saudi the other day, you know, that he basically stopped Pakistan and what the hell's next door from having a war. They're still shelling each other a little bit, but it was on the verge of a big war. Ukraine and Russia, that's still going on, but from what I understand, most of the leaders realise now that the guy from Ukraine doesn't want to stop the war. Because I think they weren't willing to say that before. Now, whatever you think of Putin, I'm not very keen on the guy at all. But whatever you think of him, he can't come out of Russia to meet him anywhere because he'll be arrested. That's why he couldn't go the other day. That's why he has to send his diplomats. You know, it's all a big game. But Trump, to be fair to him, seems to be working all through this. What is happening in China, he's managed to... The tariffs aren't perfect, don't get me wrong, but for his own country's view, he's managed to get China to the table. And they've agreed, and the UK, whatever you think of that. I've never been afraid of tariffs because I think the UK has not a very big population of farmers, really. So if we can go into another place, another country, knowing that our produce is so much better than theirs. People from Wales and England, from the UK, all around the world, will quite happily pay a bit more for our produce, I believe, because they know it's been looked after better. That's what I think myself. So I've never been scared of tariffs whatsoever, because people who will be buying American stuff, will be buying stuff that's worse than our own. So it's their own fault. But whatever you think, he's trying to take the lower classes out of tax altogether, and the upper classes aren't very keen on that, because they want the lower classes to have their taxes, don't they? And in the UK, especially in Wales, we got a cocknobbler. I don't count that woman in charge of Wales, to be honest with you, because he's doing everything behind the scenes in reality. Drakford. All he wants to do is tax and spend. Tax, 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 everything, and then spend it on nothing. That's a problem. Everything's gone down in Wales. Education, health. It's because they're being run by absolute cockwombles. Complete and utter cockwombles who haven't in reality got any idea how to run a proper business, because they're civil service people. They don't think about profit. All they think about is how to spend money. That's a reality. Now, Drakford's a special case, because all his life he's worked as a civil servant and then a lecturer. He was working as an advisor to a few politicians. The one leader before, what's his name? Rhodri Morgan. But Rhodri Morgan wasn't listening to Jack all he was saying. Because in reality, I think they realise, their party haven't realised yet, but he's just a little hateful little creep. You know, he's got the politics of hate all around him. He just hates everybody. Whereas most people, I liked Rhodri Morgan. I didn't agree with everything, but he did mostly rule Wales for everybody, even the people who didn't vote for him. And that's a mistake the left-wing parties are making at the moment. Instead of giving people good policies to vote for, they are just calling other people's names. And that's never going to win an election. I've said that for ages. You never see any policies from them. Like now, the people who's running the UK really now is 5 Reform MPs. Farage is near enough the Prime Minister already. He can't make decisions in number 10, of course, but they're following everything he's doing. They're copying everything. They're trying their best because they know they're going to lose their jobs. It's quite amusing, really, to see it all happen. But obviously not because we're all in it. But he's got his faults as well, don't get me wrong, but it's like when you buy a second-hand part to put in a car. The part that you had before was totally knackered and you can't go anywhere and it broke down. If you buy a second-hand part, you can get going again, can't you? It's no use you hating buying second-hand stuff or not wanting to buy anything, because you'll still be in the same place as you were when you were broken down. See what I mean? So, there we are. I'm trying to curb my swearing a bit, because YouTube are on my case big time, and I'm trying to learn some new swear words that doesn't go on their algorithm. Gobbler, firkin, knob wobbler, knob gobbler. If you can think of any more, I'd be happy to use them if I can remember them. Because I found out last night that they'd put some of my videos that from 12 years ago had been striked from copyrighted, and I went through a lot of them last night. I had to put them onto private, so what I'm gonna have to do is on one day every month or 1 week, I'm gonna have to unprivate the ones with swearing in, really bad swearing, and I'll tell you when this is happening, so you can go and watch them. Because that's why they're not sharing my stuff, and subscriber count has stopped. That's what's going on. They class you as being untrustworthy, even though you just tell the truth, innit? So there we are. You get throttled back. But that's me, really. You know that's me. I'll say what I think. And that's all from Gaz today. All the best. Ta-da.